Hey Ginger, we're on a road trip again at Buffalo Thunder Resort, the Red Sage Restaurant. Last time we were here, you ate well.
I did eat well. Last time executive chef Mike Esper made duck tamales.
They were awesome.
Yeah, he's really talented and I'm excited to get to work with him again today.
And before we do that though, I'm going to go inside and introduce you to this restaurant with Chris, who's the food and beverage manager. Have you experienced New Mexico's largest casino and hotel yet? If not, it's time to head to Buffalo Thunder Resort and Casino just north of Santa Fe. And while you're there, the Red Sage Restaurant is a must-stop for one of the finest dining experiences in all of northern New Mexico. Red Sage draws from Native American, European, and Latin ingredients and influences to create a modern cuisine that is a symphonic homage to the West's many cultural traditions.
Well, I love Red Sage. I like the different kinds of entrees you can choose from, and especially the wine listing that goes with them. The service is excellent, and I've never been disappointed with the food.
An exemplary wine list and imaginative cocktails will complement your meal at the Red Sage at Buffalo Thunder, a simply remarkable dining experience. Enjoy the entire resort and a night out at Red Sage. It's worth the drive. Well, here we are inside Red Sage, and I'm with Chris Inman, who happens to be the food and beverage director here at Buffalo Thunder Resort. And that's a lot bigger job than just the Red Sage restaurant, isn't it?
Absolutely. We have 395 guest rooms, 66,000 square feet of meeting space, so we can host a group from 12 to 1,200. There's a 16,000 square foot spa, 27 holes of golf, and of course, a 61,000 square foot Las Vegas style casino with 1,200 slots and 18 table games.
It's an absolutely incredible place. If you haven't been to Buffalo Thunder, you really need to come up for a day, for a weekend, for a week.
Absolutely.
Lord only knows there's enough to do to keep you busy. Let's talk a little bit about the restaurant itself. This is really a great restaurant, and I've heard people say this is the best restaurant between Santa Fe and Espanola.
Well, thank you. I agree. It's a terrific Southwestern steakhouse. We have great local flavors and certainly all the kinds of flavors and tastes you'd expect to see in Santa Fe.
And that's part of the local flavors. And I also understand, too, that the beef that you use here is actually grown in New Mexico. Right?
Correct. We only serve New Mexican beef. We also use Colorado lamb, so we try to be local where possible.
Well, we have some fantastic food in front of us today. But before we talk about that, I want to talk a little bit about the ambiance of the restaurant. I was looking at the wine collection you have. I'd like to have this at home.
Absolutely. I have a great wine list, and so you'll see, some of your traditional favorites, but also some things that are a little more unique to New Mexico. We feature wines from the Gruet Winery, of course, but then we try to have some treasures that are kind of from around the globe. I mean, if I were coming to dinner, I would certainly steer toward maybe the Penfolds Grange Shiraz, but I'd make quite an evening of it. So,
well, let's talk a little bit more about the food. In front of us tonight, we have a Chilean sea bass. I like sea bass. I've never seen sea bass as big as this is.
Absolutely. Well, we don't want anyone to leave hungry. So it's a beautiful cut of fish. It's herb crusted and served with a little pinon rice and kind of a take on calabasitas.
Chris, tell us about the other two dishes that we
have. Sure. We have a duck tamale that's served with a pomegranate and plum sauce.
A little bit of an
orange.
Upscale take on the normal New Mexico tamale.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's certainly a twist with some of the seasonal flavors of plum and pomegranate and great duck.
It looks fantastic. And I understand this is the boar.
It is. It's our wild boar, and wow, it's an experience not to be missed.
Well, it's fantastic, and I know that our audience is really looking forward to having Ginger get together with Mike and do some cooking. So when we come back, we're going to head to the kitchen. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
What a beautiful restaurateur. I am at the Red Sage with Mike Esper. He's the executive chef here at Red Sage, and you're going to make...
We're going to make a herb-crusted Chilean sea bass with a pinon rice and some seasonal squash. And we're going to top that off with a mustard cognac sauce.
All I heard was Chef talk, chef talk, chef talk, yummy. So let's get started, okay?
All right.
That sounds complicated, but I can help maybe?
Absolutely. We'll
All
get
right.
you to do the herb breadcrumbs.
Oh,
So,
breadcrumbs.
breadcrumbs.
Okay. These are them.
Yep, it's a panko breadcrumb, which is a Japanese breadcrumb. Just dump the whole thing right in there.
Okay.
Then we're going to take your thyme, basil, and chive, just about a spoonful.
That smells so good. A spoonful, okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
A little pinch of salt.
I've always wanted to do this. The chefs always do this on the show. I've never gotten to do this. So a pinch is like whatever you think a pinch is, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Not bad for your first pinch.
Everyone's a critic. Okay. Not bad. Little big, little small.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
A little more pepper.
You're hard on me.
A little more pepper.
I don't know if I like this OJT here.
All right.
All right. And this
A little
is
extra virgin olive oil.
the whole thing.
Just let's go with a teaspoon first.
Okay. How's that? A teaspoon?
Yes.
All right.
Mix it up. You just want to get a little bit moist, so when we put it in the oven, it doesn't burn.
Not
it
dripping
browns.
wet, but just
right.
a little. Okay. Oh, right. Just to coat it so it'll brown. I think
Right.
it needs more. Do you agree?
I agree.
Okay. You're the first chef that's let me do this. There might be a reason for that. You might find out later why.
We will find out. I'm going to go ahead and put a little salt and pepper on this sea bass while you're doing those.
Okay.
Get it seasoned up for the pan.
That sea bass is so impressive. I mean, I've never seen a cut of fish like that. It's massive.
Yeah, it's a great fish, very mild flavor. You know, depending on how you cut it, you can cut a nice big thick chunk or cut a little bit thinner. But we definitely want to give value to our guests, so we're going to have a nice big hunk of sea bass out there.
Oh, that's beautiful. That definitely has value.
All right, well, it looks like the breadcrumbs are done. We're going to take this over to the pan, saute it, get it in the oven.
Cook that baby up.
All right, let's
Okay.
go.
Okay. Lead the way, chef.
All right.
I've got my trusty breadcrumbs here to add to. Not yet.
Not yet. We're going to let it sear on the one side, flip it over, coat it with the breadcrumbs, get it in the oven. And while that's cooking, we're going to do the rest of the dish.
Yummy. Okay. So I see you have this amazing fish on your menu. Do you have steaks on the menu as well?
We do. We actually feature local New Mexican beef. It's an Angus beef program that we feature. You can actually ask your server what ranch the steak came from, and it's an amazing product. And it supports the local community.
Yeah.
So it's
That is
great.
great. Okay. So you want your pan pretty hot.
Yep, definitely have a hot pan, get a good sear. I'm gonna flip it over.
That is lovely.
I'm gonna
Perfect.
take it off the stove. Let it cool down a little bit.
Nice job.
You're gonna throw those breadcrumbs on there.
You're gonna let me?
I am.
You're opening up a whole new world to me. Getting to do all these secret chef things. How much? Keep going.
Keep going. You put it on there, I'm gonna pat it down.
Okay. And this recipe, as all of our recipes, can be found on southwesthotchefs.com.
All right, looks like we're good. We're gonna get this in the oven.
Wow.
Towel here and get it right in our wood-fired pizza oven.
Throw it in
Finish
the
this
fire.
off.
Beautiful. Wow, I can't wait to try that. When you return, we're going to plate that up with some rice, opinion rice,
Pinion
and
rice.
veggies. So please rejoin us. Okay, our Chilean sea bass is in the wood-fired stove, and you're going to want to hang on to your hats for this next segment because he's got 3 hot pans all lined up here, and it's going to go quickly. So go to southwesthotchefs.com and follow along.
Great.
I'll leave this to you.
We're gonna get our rice in the pan. I got a little white rice already ready to go, a little chicken stock, some Italian parsley, and some pine nuts. We'll get that going in the pan, move on to the next. A little salt and pepper. I will attempt to pinch as well as my friend did a little bit earlier. She's now the standard for a pinch of salt.
You said I could be your stunt chef, right?
Correct.
I'm not sure what that means, but
We're gonna put our pine nuts in there, get this going, let it simmer a little bit with that chicken stock. So we got oil in the pan. We're gonna throw in a little zucchini, a little squash, and Again, salt and pepper. Get that going.
Wow.
Back to our rice. Check on that. We'll put the rest of that chicken stock in there. Next, we're going to go to the sauce. So for the sauce, we have a whole grain mustard. We have a little bit of lobster stock. If you don't have lobster stock, you can use chicken stock or any kind of stock that you have. We have some butter and we have a little bit of cognac. So a little bit of oil in the pan. We'll get our mustard going.
This would not happen in my house. It would be one pan at a time. So I would have to start with the rice, probably, and then the vegetables, and then the sauce. Would that work too, or does the
Absolutely. You can do it whatever's most comfortable for you.
This is most comfortable for me. I'll just come to Red Sage. I'll get a table for one,
Correct.
and I'll order it.
Absolutely. So we're going to let that mustard and stock cook a little bit. Go back to our rice. Get that going.
So the pine nuts give it a little bit of a New Mexico flair?
The pine nuts do. It's a very popular ingredient here in New Mexico. So try to tie it again together with some local New Mexican items.
Yeah.
We're going to get a little bit of butter, because you can't go wrong with butter. Get that in and
Can't go wrong with butter.
with the vegetables.
You're making this look easy, but there's just no way. It's something you'd have to practice, I think.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you just need to multitask.
I can multitask with other things, but with cooking, it seems like something's always burning while I'm multitasking.
You got to stay focused. Stay focused.
So when you meant stunt chef, you didn't mean helping me cook in any way, manner, or form?
Correct. We could do a little pinch here. You could put the olive oil in the breadcrumbs.
That's the extent of the help that I'm allowed to give.
That's
Okay.
right now.
I see what you're saying.
Vegetables look like they're almost done. Still a little crunchy, which is great.
Okay.
Got our sauce here. Gonna add our
That sauce is going to be interesting. Cognac, mustard, butter, and salt and pepper.
That's it.
Are those our ingredients?
You got it. I'm gonna get this going.
And that's going to go right over. Oh, look at that.
I'm gonna burn a little bit of the alcohol off. Take a step back.
Somebody's got hairspray on, Mike. Take it easy or warn a girl when you're going to do that.
I don't really have that problem, so slips my mind sometimes.
You don't use hairspray to get that look?
I've tried.
You tried?
Makes it a little bit fuller sometimes.
A little gel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like our rice is ready.
Great.
Vegetables are there.
I know this sound. I've become accustomed to the sounds of the chef winding up what he's cooking, and it means that I get to eat it soon.
This is true.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're going to put a little bit of butter in here.
Okay.
Pull it off the heat.
How's our sea bass?
It looks like it's just about done. So we're going to just whisk that butter around. The cold butter in that sauce is going to tighten up.
Okay.
And that's going to be our sauce. So we don't have to do anything to thicken our sauce up. We're just going to swirl in that cold butter. We're going to grab that sea bass and be ready to plate it up.
Let's grab the sea bass.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Perfect. Nice golden brown.
Oh, that's beautiful.
All right, well, let's get this finished up and plated.
All right. My favorite words.
All right.
I'm excited to eat that. That is the biggest serving of fish I think I've ever seen. Look at that. Wow. It's like you're my personal chef. I just stand and watch, and you prepare everything. I got to pinch the salt. I got to pinch the pepper.
You did.
Stirred some breadcrumbs.
Start with the basics, and then before you know it, you'll be going crazy cooking everything, and I'll be pinching salt and stirring breadcrumbs.
All right. It's a deal.
All right, so we got our vegetables down, a bit of our rice.
They all look so pretty together.
Thanks.
I cannot wait to try that sauce. Here comes the sauce.
Get our sauce.
So unique. Those flavors together, that's gonna be.
Drizzle that around a little bit. Just a
Yeah.
little bit on top. And
For making me wait, can we try it now?
we can. We'll put a little
beautiful.
sprig of thyme right there
Time, okay.
just to make it pretty. There we go.
Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
Ladies first.
Ladies first, okay. I like to live in a world where ladies first. Okay, that's a really big bite. Not a bite for television. That fish is amazing. Outstanding. And that sauce complements it perfectly in a crisp, crunchy shell. That topping, the panko breadcrumbs with the three, what were the three spices in the panko breadcrumbs?
Thyme, basil, and chive.
Come through. Outstanding, Mike. Wow. You really know what you're doing in this kitchen.
I try my best.
You should stick with this.
I should stick
Cooking
with it.
is your thing.
Okay.
I have a feeling. Oh my goodness, this is fantastic. Have some more.
All right.
I'll share.
The only thing I would say about Buffalo Thunder, if you come here, stay here for a couple days and really enjoy the atmosphere of Santa Fe.
Well, Mike, it's always great fun for us to come up to Buffalo Thunder Resort and spend time with you here at Red Sage. And it was a lot of fun watching you two work together. You learned a lot, didn't you?
I did. I learned a lot about pinching salt and pepper, and I learned that I love the food here.
And I had a great time and want to make sure I invite everyone to come out to Red Sage for dinner.
You'll love it, we promise.
And please join us next week for another delicious episode of Southwest Hot Chefs and Restaurants.
Southwest Hot Chefs and Restaurants is brought to you in part by Heritage Hotels and Resorts, your somewhere special. Robin West, an independent stylist for Stella & Dot Jewelry. Via Miriam Coffee, the official coffee of Southwest Hot Chefs and Restaurants. And Builder Source Appliance Galleries, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Las Cruces, and El Paso. Southwest Hot Chefs and Restaurants is produced by Cliff Dweller Productions.